Hello, I'm Silje and I write for Team Picnic PostNL.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I get dressed and then normally I just make breakfast and maybe watch some TikTok first.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I think I'm more a night person, but the mornings are also not really bad for me.
So what's your plan for the training today?
I have 4 hours with some 8 minutes efforts, 30-30s.
What's your go-to breakfast?
I don't really have a specific thing, but normally I just make bread with eggs and sometimes some yogurt if it's not enough for the day.
Can you show us?
Yes, for sure. I have a trick. I always do water. People are gonna think I'm crazy, but then it makes it a bit less thick and it's nicer. So now is breakfast done.
Are you a coffee or a tea person?
With coffee stops, I like coffee, of course, but I think in the morning I like to drink tea more than coffee.
So, how did you start cycling?
I actually started mountain biking when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Because my dad always did it, but I also did besides that athletics, but I stopped because of an injury and then I was I think 12 years old when I started to do mountain bike races, and then at one point I started to do road racing as a first year junior. Yeah.
Do you do anything specific before a ride?
No, actually I just eat breakfast and then I get dressed when I want to get dressed, or I just watch some TV first. I don't really have something specific that I do. Okay, it's time to get dressed.
Have you decided what you will wear today?
Yeah, it's quite warm, but I think I go for long. And then I need to do this.
So, what's the one thing you always take on a ride?
Yeah, ISO, of course. And actually I always take gels with me. I don't really like bars, but I make like the marshmallow crunchy bars, so today I'm also gonna take that.
What's your favorite piece of cycling gear?
I think shoes, because if the shoes are nice, the feeling on the bike is also nice.
And what's the best and the worst weather you've ridden in?
I think the best was in Australia. We had some really good nice weather, sometimes a bit too hot. So I think I'm also gonna say my worst weather was also in Australia, because it was too hot to ride actually.
What is that?
It's like the marshmallow with Choco Pops. You just melt the marshmallow, put Choco Pops, and then you have actually some nice food for the bike.
How's the new bike?
I like the new bike. It's different from what we had, but I'm getting really used to it. So yeah, and in races it's pretty fast. Yeah.
Are you ready for training?
Yes, I am. Okay.
What's your favorite part about cycling?
I think it's It's just the freedom. Like, the only thing you have to think about is riding your bike and moving your legs. So yeah, if you're on the bike, nothing really else matters for me actually. I think that's the nicest part.
What is the hardest part about training?
Like really long efforts is for me the hardest. And sometimes with like really bad weather, to do like the training fully is also something. I always do it, but I don't always enjoy it that much then.
Do you ever miss riding your mountain bike?
Yeah, actually I do. In the winter I also really like to train still on a mountain bike. But yeah, also the racing and the community is really nice. So yeah, I kind of miss it sometimes.
Do you have a specific interval song?
I don't really have one, I think. I just put on some general music. I like everything, so for me everything is fine. Slow music, hard music, it doesn't really matter. I just go up 3 times, up and down. So.
How were the intervals?
Went good. Were a bit harder than I thought, but I'm happy. After 2 days nearly doing nothing because of the race. Quite good actually. Now coffee.
You stop for coffee often?
Actually only with easy rides I stop, but and I also never stop during the ride, but for now, because the weather is good, we can stop during the ride. But, I like to stop.
And how was coffee?
Good, it was a good coffee. Only 1.5 hours left. So we have to make a little loop until we go back to set.
What is the favorite race you ever done?
I think Antwerp Port Epic. It was like a gravel race. I think that's one of the nicest I've done so far.
Do you prefer riding alone or with someone together?
I think I like to ride with like 4 people, that's nice. Or with 2 people, but if the group is too big, I don't really like it.
Who is the cyclist you look up to?
Yeah, of course Mathieu, but when I was younger also Marianne Vos. So I think that are the 2 that yeah, kind of look up to.
How was the training today?
I really liked the training. Went also really good, so I'm happy about that. Also the efforts went really good, so in the end a bit too long, but it's fine.
How much did we do?
4 hours and 15 minutes, I think. 15, yes, 15 minutes too much. Normally I do too less, but today I did too much. But yeah, for me, it doesn't really matter if I have like 3 hours 55 or like 4 minutes 15. For me, if I ride good, if it's a nice ride, it can be more. If I don't feel so good, I do less. For me, it doesn't really matter.
And what's the plan for now?
I take a shower and I have a call for the next race. So
What are you having for lunch today?
I have the leftover from yesterday's evening. It's gnocchi with spinach, tomatoes and chicken and just a little bit of tomato sauce. Really easy, but always nice. So, and normally I actually always eat the leftovers because if you're alone, I always make too much. So after a long ride, that's actually quite nice because then you don't need to make something and that takes a lot of time, and now I can just eat fast.
Do you think you're a good cook?
I wouldn't say I'm the best. Normally Aniek always cooks, so yeah, if I'm alone I try to make the best, but It's always nice if Annie cooks, because then it's even better.
What do you think you would be if you weren't a cyclist?
I think... Ooh, that's a hard one actually. I always wanted to do something with animals, so I think it will be something in that direction, but I don't really know like which direction.
What is your favorite thing to do on a rest day?
Maybe it's not the best to do, but if I have like 2 rest days behind each other, I like to go one rest day to go shopping or something like that, because we don't have that much time to do it. So yeah, I think that's also quite relaxing for me, but normally just watching a movie and doing nothing.
Are you more of a Netflix person or a YouTube person?
Right now, I actually watch on Disney something. It's like Grey's Anatomy. But normally I watch a lot of Netflix. So yeah, I'm more Netflix than YouTube.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Nah, not really actually, I think.
Do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have a dog and I really love her. She means a lot to me. Sounds stupid, but yeah, I don't know what to do without her. But she lives with my parents, so it's quite hard because I need to miss her a lot. But yeah.
What's the one thing people don't know about you?
I think that I like shopping, because a lot of people think I'm not a person like that I care about clothes or anything, but I actually really like it. So I think that's something people don't know about me.
What's the dream race you would like to win in the future?
I think number 1 is winning the World Championships on the road in the elite category. And after that, I think it's Paris-Roubaix. It's just, for me, it's the nicest race. And it's a monument, so yeah.
Do you have any goals for this season?
I think for me this year I really just want to perform in the team and just really get used to the helping part, and then in the end maybe I can go for a nice result. But first I want to focus on getting better and learning really how to be a professional cyclist, because that's, I think, one of the hardest parts about cycling.
What are we making for dinner?
We are making poke bowl. It's one of my favorite foods. It's quite easy to make, and actually I think it cannot go wrong. So
What's your favorite food all time?
all time, what I can eat always?
Yeah.
I think it's this actually. If I have to choose something, what I need to eat, like morning, lunch and dinner, it's this, because you can make it like how you want it.
Do you have a non-cyclist hobby you love?
Shopping, and also I like Lego. I just bought yesterday again a Lego car, so
What is the best advice you ever received?
I think it's not like specific one thing, but I think it's more a mix of things, like a trainer or coach lured me to just really try to train in your own zones and not like overreach too much.
If today wasn't a training day, what would you do today?
Nothing, I think. Yeah. Actually, if I don't have a training day, I don't do that much. I just wake up late, if I can wake up late, and then have breakfast, watch a movie. And sometimes in the summer you have on Tuesday you have like a race on the bike park, and if I have like a rest day, I really like to watch that. So yeah, actually that's what I do. This is the finishing touch for me. I know, maybe it's not the best, but
No, you gotta do like this.
like this.
Like, yeah, like.
I always do it like this.
How was dinner?
It was a good one. It's always good.
Do you have any plans after the dinner?
No, just watching again the rescue, the lifeguards. It's nice, just a chill evening, nothing really special.
What time do you usually go to sleep?
I go to bed like around 10, but then normally I don't really go to sleep. So I think I'm asleep around like 10:30, 11.
And for the last question, do you have any advice for the younger kids?
Yeah, I think, of course, really try to enjoy it like everybody else says, but also, yeah, what I always try to do when I was younger, don't focus too much on like the power numbers or the heart rate or anything. I think for everybody it's also really different. So also just look at yourself and don't look too much at other people, how they do it, because maybe someone trains already like 14 hours, but maybe for you that's not always the best to do. So yeah, always listen to your own body and not looking like, oh, he's doing so much, I also need to do so much. So yeah, I think that's really important.
All right, thank you for the day.
Of course, no problem.